Well, oh my God, this is a big treat, folks. We're here with well, you're a golfer, but you do a lot of other things. And I'm excited. This is Tommy Pope.
Yes, dude.
Actor, comedian, podcaster.
Oh, you can put a writer in there.
Writer.
The only thing you should leave out is golfer. And I'll say that first to your fans. No, I apologize.
Yeah.
I know golfing the way, a white trash kid growing up. I stole my rounds, like late.
You were like a late night sneak on the course kind of guy?
Yeah, because in high school, our golf team coincided with the baseball team. And I was baseball, basketball, football every season from the age of 5 to freshman of college. That was it. That's all I did. Every season, there wasn't a space in there except for going to the driving range with my father, and he wouldn't take me on the course because it made him upset that I wasn't good enough to keep up with the old men. So
is he good?
He's old now, so like he even when he pounces a drive right down the dick, it only goes like 175, and he slams the club. I'm like, Dad, you're built of like old ashes, and it's his back is crunched over. He's got no muscle left. He holds himself accountable. He still sees himself like a 25-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to shake, though.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, I'm going through it now. I'm only 40, so like.
Yeah, but dude, you're still built.
That's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid to hit that point where I can't hit a ball.
One thing I forgot to leave out about Tommy, and wait, can you turn your volume on your computer down a little bit?
Down, yeah. Was it echoing?
A little bit. One thing I'll say about Tommy, this is what I left out. We were roommates, okay? And I'll tell a story about Tommy's physical prowess.
That was only like 2 months.
That was not 2 months.
Shut up.
It was, but it was a fun time. But Tommy, like I'm built the way I built. If anybody has ever seen me head to toe, this is as good as I look. How you're seeing me right now, shoulders to. But Tommy was feeling a little insecure about his body, right? And he decided to get in shape. Now, for me, it takes about 4 years to get in shape. Like if I work out and I eat right. Tommy, I kid you not, Tommy, you started doing push-ups. 2 days later, you were like on the cover of GQ Shredded. I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude, man?
Dude, I have theories on this, and people say it's genetic. Some people say it's genetic. I live with Chris O'Connor right now, and he's the same way. The diet of an absolute street walking animal. He doesn't do anything. And then he'll ride like Shane's Peloton for like 2-3 days, and he's shredded because he played sports his whole life. I think you create your body's just a machine that like you're so hell-bent on maintaining that system that if you let too much time go, whether it's a month or two, the muscle memory only takes a certain time period to get back to that.
Science
it's a gift and a curse, because that curse it's always in the back of your head going, you got to do more. You got to do more. You got to, the gym for me is therapy. It's the only release of endorphins I get in the day. I don't have a therapist. It's either, you drink late in the night to put yourself to sleep, then to wake up and have some level of happiness. You got to run. Like today I had a personal trainer, and then I ran 3.5 miles afterwards. He'd be pissed.
I me've got to the point of you're at personal trainer life now. You've had enough success.
Well,
where you've achieved that level of success.
I think it comes and goes. And I don't mean to say that as if I'm boasting that it's successful. I hear you, because it is expensive. I only do it when I get a nice paycheck, and I only do it for a certain period of time, and it's for accountability because I get lazy in terms of workouts.
You go with personal trainers the way I celebrate with like a chicken parm. Like every once in a while, if I have like a nice open mic set, I'll be like, you know what?
Yeah. I got paid.
Let's just slap some mods on that baby.
Yeah.
Big night for Tyler here.
It's really only due to my inconsistency. So the trainer side of things.
I'm surprised, and we joked about you that you don't golf. You have a couple. You have golfed.
Oh yeah. We used to golf in high school a bunch, like sneak on the course, and then I golf like 4 times a year. Yeah. I do well. I look the part. I'm like an old Asian man that has all the best stuff.
Yeah,
but shoots like shit. But is that too racial? They do the best stuff. So
yeah.
I just get by. I get by, but I'm capable. I'm very capable.
You're
So
very capable. I've seen,
yeah.
and I hate to I feel like all my Tommy Pope stories are me like boasting about you.
I like it. That's the whole point of this hour. How long is this? Can we
And
stretch it too? How many stories you got?
I worked at a golf shop in Manhattan, and that was kind of my thing. You know, when we were hanging out, I was like, Tommy, we did comedy, but also golf. You had, you know, you were acting and everything. So I'm like, in the golf, when it comes to golf, I got Tommy beat. Yeah, right. Dude. That's how I thought, because I didn't know any better. Tommy comes in the golf shop, and I'm with my coworkers, and I'm saying, hey, this is my roommate, you know, and he's looking at clubs. I turned my back for one goddamn second. And I hear the swoosh of the club head speed, and I hear the crack of the driver on the ball. Everybody's gathered to watch Tommy. He's piping drives 320 down the center, and here I am, Tyler, been golfing his whole goddamn life. I'm like, I can't get one over on this show.
No. First of all, thank you for the compliment. I feel like you're exaggerating a bit. I was piping them.
You were piping them.
I will say that, but I mean, you put me on a regular. I just went to the guy who owns the company that I did that Super Bowl commercial for. He's like, you want to go golfing? I was like, I don't have my clubs with me. They're still in Philly. He's like, it's okay. We're going to go to Trump International. And he's like, we'll rent you clubs. And I was like, okay, now I know they're going to be decent clubs. Uh-huh. And I was like, fine. And I don't have any gear. I went out to buy shoes the next day. Uh-huh. Like, this is my mindset. Like, I'm just not ready. I'm not comfortable in anything I'm wearing. I got nothing. I got no skin in the game other than not embarrassing the shit out of myself.
Right.
Get to the course, and he's like, oh, we're meeting two of my friends. And I'm like, oh, well, now I got to golf with strangers. I'm out. I hate this shit, but I'm already in the clubhouse. It's like a prince from Saudi Arabia. I'm not kidding. It's like a Saudi prince and some other dude. And I thought they were going to be, royalty. And they were just great guys. And even if I when you play with strangers, even a friend, and you've never played like a high-end course, all of a sudden their memory goes away. Like, they don't know where the hole goes because they don't want you to win. So I'm like, all right, there's no placard because it's a really nice course. There's no like symbol on the card. It's not giving you direction. So I get up there. I'm not like you. I'm not like your friends and fans that watch this stuff. So I'm like, all right, where's it go? Because all I can see is it goes down, and then I see nothing. And they're like, well, it kind of goes a little bit to the left. I'm like, okay, was that dog leg, or is it like a slight left? Or like slight left? I'm like, aim for that tree. I'm like, okay, well, how far over that tree? Because I'm going to hit this over 3. I'm like, okay, well, then maybe you want to go to the right. And then I spent most of my day in the high grass. Which
because you're arguing with these Saudi princes about yardages. You're like,
yes,
we're going by metrics. We don't go by feet.
Yeah. No, my point is I don't obviously don't have the short game, young experience. I don't have the reps. So I appreciate the compliment. I can hit the ball, and I got a good 1 out of 10. I hit it too nice. To the point where I don't know how to strike a ball. I need you to teach me how to lift the ball.
I ain't teaching you anything. That's the thing. I'm not teaching you anything.
You promised me if I did this show, you would teach me how to hit a ball.
I'll teach you, but I feel as though you're already ahead of the game. Because you're a natural athlete. You play you played all these sports growing up. Baseball is a similar action, and you are a natural athlete. You are. But that's you haven't left the world of sports, though. You mentioned the Super Bowl commercial. You were just in it. The Super Bowl, spoiler alert, the Bucks won. Imagine not knowing, right now. This will come out in a week.
If someone's listening to the show, which is a sports-oriented show, and doesn't know
who doesn't know. It's the people who criticized your commercial. They don't know who won.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of knew that we would get some backlash just because the state of the industry right now is so left leaning, where everything's offensive and it's not even offensive. It's a fun joke where I'm the butt of the joke. I'm the villain. The other male in it is the bigger Chris Wood. Shout out Wood. Is the whole joke there is he's a weird looking dude. He looks like a serial killer. That's the button on the end.
Yeah.
So the two males are in the wrong. That's number one. If those roles were switched, I'd be in handcuffs. I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. We did it on purpose.
Did you? Because you and John McKeever wrote and directed it, right?
McKeever directed it, yeah, and John had, also written the idea.
Did you know? Did you guys know? Like you kind of said, did you guys have an idea of there would be some backlash, and or were you kind of, and especially was the company, because they're not in the industry as like closely as you are. Were
Correct.
they a little bit like, oh shit, what did we just do?
Well, the one guy I was just talking about that sent me on that the Trump International course, he is known for pushing buttons because he doesn't answer to anyone. So he loves creating some type of controversy where both sides will talk about it. So in terms of advertising, it was a home run. I mean, this is exactly what you want in terms of advertising. A little people, a subsection to be offended, raise their voice, and then it spreads the commercial, because it was only Northeast. It was Pittsburgh, New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, 9% or 10% of the populace. And then all because of the publications and the conversations that started afterwards, it spread.
Yeah.
Long story short, he and I met. I sent in an audition tape for a commercial 3 years ago, which was the first one I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved me, and then he hired me for the second one. And then he's like, I want you to be my guy. I'm going to brand you to be my guy. So this year, McKeever and I got in as creators, as opposed to me just being hired as an actor. I was like, you got to get with my boy John, and we can write for you. We can write your spots. We can be your consultants for campaigns going forward. And this was the first of many, hopefully, where we were in control of the creative, whereas opposed to the previous two, I was just a hired actor that had to improv on set to possibly make the spot better.
And so for the people that don't know or might not remember, the previous spots were, because I've been explaining this to people, that I said, hey, my buddy was in a Super Bowl commercial, and I would have to explain. Well, do you remember the one where the guy bites the screw out of the woman's head?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. So that was the other one, and the one that was the first one.
That was the first one.
And then
the
last
year's one was a chip, chip on her shoulder.
Right.
And this year was the whip it out. Yeah. So the last two were just like play on words, and this year was a double entendre. It's like this year, as opposed to the previous years, it was like there wasn't a story to be told. There wasn't an arc. There wasn't a world of characters. And to John's genius, like he created a world where like you understand how each one of these people feel. You have a sense of belonging. You feel like you're in that office at some point in your career.
Oh yeah.
And that's very hard to do in 26 seconds, let alone be funny. It's very fucking difficult. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Well, I guess red isn't the right word, but you watched it and you're like, oh, this is a sketch.
Right.
Like, and it's like, it's rare where a commercial feels like a sketch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was kind of cool.
In short form, dude, short form sketch is around 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
What we can accomplish in 2.5 minutes we're objectively successful in our career in the last 10 to 12 years. We have viral hits that got us, pilots and things like that. 26 seconds is that's why most commercials, like I always think of the one that made me laugh the most is that Asian guy is singing in the mirror, washing his hands, and the dude walks in and he's like, and he like stops real quick. Like that's all you have. You only have one motion, one action. It usually is physical. And it's something so slapstick for you to feel something and then get out. You can't tell a story. In this episode or this commercial, he told a story. We told a story.
Right.
And to wake up and see people like, I'm so offended. It's like such a joke. It's such a joke. And the people that actually work in this industry, I've gotten so many compliments from like, people that are producers and writers and directors. And they're like, man, that was a really great commercial. So
it was, because
it's going the other way.
Like you only had 26 seconds, but what was told, like there was like a wealth of information told about what's already transpired in that workplace.
Mm-hmm.
right? In those 26 seconds, you can figure out where there's a history of things. Something happened at a happy hour.
Yeah.
Doug, he wants his, opinion. He wants to be able to share it. Nobody wants it. So you learn all these things.
Yeah.
And then you got people that are like, well, there's things they can't do it. They just can't do this.
Yeah. You to associate that with sexual harassment, that's kind of the purpose, but it's not the joke. The joke is this day and age, it's just as invasive to open your mouth and share your opinion in the workplace. It's just as invasive. Right. That's the joke.
If you can't understand that that was about that.
Right.
Like
there's nothing you can say to that person.
And that's like disagreeing with death.
Yeah.
Like everybody should be on the same side of people not spouting out their opinion.
Yeah. McKeever actually said this. He said, like, feeling outraged online is a form of currency.
Yeah.
It's a way to interact and feel something from strangers. So if I say I'm offended, I can get a group of 1% of the populace to feel the same way I feel and give me a reaction. Therefore, I feel validated. I now have currency to trade and push and sell off to somebody else. In the long run, when the meter starts flipping, you're going to be lost. No matter what, no matter every single thing we've done. The formula for comedy is to strike a chord, make them feel something, but overall funny over everything. Like that's it. Yeah. So you're going to tell me that's not objectively funny and objectively fun. The problem is I feel like it's racy in the form of an unbiased perspective. If I'm just a lady in Wisconsin, farting in my recliner, watching all of the previous commercials, which are so far and so safe, they're so far left. And then something like that comes on, it feels nostalgic in the form of it's like watching 2 hours of Broad City. And then in the middle, you watch an episode of Cheers and you're like, oh, that's what American humor is and should be. It's unapologetic. It's pure entertainment. And it comes from the source of real people.
Yeah. Real people have, and that's the thing. Real people have, once they, I can't tell you how many times, I haven't been going around to the town, just saying that I know you.
Out there with those locks,
it's COVID. It's COVID. No, but everybody I've talked to said that was my favorite commercial.
Yeah,
that was my favorite one. You know, so it's like, all right, guys, I get it. Your job is to write an article about something, but I mean that goddamn oat guy. Why aren't we outraged at that?
Exactly. What
he put no effort in
woman? Yeah, exactly.
That should be the outrage where he was like, did that guy just pay all that money to just play a stupid song and he made us watch that?
Yeah. Right, dude.
How is that not harassment?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I always felt like the bubble would have already bursted when it comes to this nonsense. And unfortunately, we're still stuck in it. So, I was asked through Philadelphia Inquirer, how I felt about the state of the times. It's like it eventually has to turn. Eventually something has to happen. And until then, we're going to continue to write in our voice and not succumb to other people's demands of lessening the power of the content. There's no reason to write something less funny or less powerful or less entertaining just because one tiny subsect that may have a larger voice online doesn't really matter. They don't matter unless they're a gatekeeper like Comedy Central that took my dreams away. I should be on a boat right now having this conversation, Tyler. We should be on season 4. I know.
I would have at least had a one guest role in that. So I feel at least.
Are you kidding? I would have got your own apartment you could sleep in.
Well, dude, I do want to talk a little bit about those times. When we lived together, my favorite memory of it is I would wake up and I would come out into the family room and you'd be already up and you would be watching Faces of Death videos. Yeah. And that was how I started most of my days in Manhattan, watching a beheading or something. And
I mean, this is great for a golf podcast, but it's not a secret. So I'm not listen, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let me explain what this is.
You watch it, it's like, it was like beheading alarm clock that you had. Like, it was
typically I watch those things to go to bed at night, which is even more alarming because all I'm doing is pulling the cord for like a nightmare museum.
No wonder you're up so early.
I feel like the demons need to be fed. So I'm like, let's get them some beheadings.
It's like there's a site coal into the fire.
Yeah, just some Russian trying to climb out of a fire. But yeah, you're not wrong. And guess what? Nothing's changed. I got plants around me now. That this is a facade. Nothing's changed when it comes to going to bed watching death videos.
That's it. It was like, it's like 8 a.m. and I hear some like chainsaw fire up, or a bunch of tourists scream.
Oh man!
I'm like, oh, it's comforting to know Tommy's awake. You
know what? The more you say it now, the more I feel good about myself because it shifted to the nighttime. Because you watch stuff like that in the day, you got some serious issues. now it's different.
You don't want to start your day with like a journalist getting decapitated or something, but.
Maybe it was a psychological thing where I'm like, well, it could be worse, huh?
True.
What happened? Very good. The bus into the city.
Yeah,
you couldn't have your head on your shoulders. Huh?
That puts everything into perspective when you're like, wow, things aren't that bad, are they?
Yeah, I should be
still have all my fingers. What an alternative therapy that would be. Just where you just show faces of death videos.
Turn your laptop and
look at this. Yeah. Things could be worse.
Some dude jumping off an 18-story building. I'm like, how you feel now?
Crying about your job with this guy.
Yeah. You think that little argument you had with your dad in the backyard is a thing?
Yeah.
It's not.
You think this guy's worried about divorce?
His head just got divorced from his shoulders.
Yeah, he's dead. This guy's dead.
Anyway, golf, huh?
Golf. Yeah. How do you get to? So I was on the third hole anyway. But yeah, you mentioned that you had some people also might recognize you from Delco proper, right? And that's speaking it's in the sports theme that you and John created that show, which was on Comedy Central online, and we're not going to pass any judgment, but a lot of people wanted this. A lot of people wanted to see it go full distance. So
yeah. We the pilot episode was our favorite, and then we shot 4. You could see the change where it's like the pilot episode is 100% John and I before they got their grubby hands on it, and then the next 4 episodes were notes, corporate notes. We don't think Izzy would talk like that to a woman. It's like, well, they're 4 animals in a lumber yard.
Also, Izzy's not like a real guy. He's in our brain, so we can tell you what he said.
Exactly. Yeah. So just, it's a shame that people can't just allow creators to do what they do well. And it's almost like, Tyler, I imagine you've had conference calls and people that are listening to the show, like conference calls where like there's a Deb or a Ted at the end of it. They have to say something to elongate the conversation to a point where it's just it's nonsense, just because they want to feel like they have input.
Yeah, they're just trying to prove that they should keep their job.
That's it. In content creation, all the way through scripting to on screen, if some 28-year-old rich girl from Connecticut that's getting her rent paid can put that's very specific, no names, can put their thumbprint on. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Can get out of my mom's house, can you?
Can put their thumbprint on a character movement in the early stages of development. They can say, well, I'm the one that put a hat on this character, right? I'm the one who changed the personality. So they're all trying to vie and storm in this one area of like, how can I change the course of the show? Because we all think this is going to go for 6+ seasons, like not The Office. It's Always Sunny or
stuff like
whatever.
That.
The other all white.
Isn't it funny though? And you know this better than me, but whenever you read like whatever, somebody like Always Sunny, you read one of their commentary about the process, and for overwhelmingly amount of those people say they attribute the fact that they got to just make what they wanted to make and people kept their hands. That's always been like the compliment.
Yeah.
So knowing that there's an overwhelming amount of that, and you see the success that the shows have had with people that have kind of been let to
hands off.
Wouldn't you, if you were in that position, when you think, well, there's a bunch of success and compliments, I would want to be the person that was known as the hands off, trust my people to go kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And yes, it should be that obvious. What I found is same thing with agents and managers. I found that it's more about tenure in their trajectory into higher points of management and control, and I say gatekeeper, but positions of empowerment.
Gate.
Yeah. Gate. So they have some empowerment the longer ranked they are in a certain stage. So what happens is, I'm going to use this analogy again, but you can't survive living in Manhattan or Queens or Brooklyn off of a $30,000 a year salary at Comedy Central and then become an executive without being taken care of from a rich family. You just can't. Someone's paying the bills of these kids to go through, and they've never created anything. I'm not even saying they're failed improv kids. They've never created a sketch. They've never filmed a sketch. They've never done anything. So they're taking trench comedians and trench actors that have an objectively funny product over and over and over and over and over again and saying, here's your pilot for this show, but we have this whole resume of content to prove ourselves, because we have. Give us a green light, give us a check, we'll do what we have to do. And they'll go, well, what if, and they just, a lot of what ifs in the room, a lot of what ifs outside the room. And all of a sudden your product isn't your product anymore. And you're just trying to get this thing made because you have to make decisions going, if I push back too hard here, there's no shot I'll get the thing made.
So for people that don't understand the process, when they watch their favorite show on TV, when you watch an episode of Always Sunny or whatever you like to watch, this is the stuff that is going on when behind the scenes. Like when they talk about behind the scenes, these are the things that people don't really see.
Oh my God. It's a nightmare. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's a bunch of untalented savages fighting over their name on product for monetary gain. That's what most agents are. Agents aren't talented, right? They're not.
I'm not.
Well, listen, I'll tell you right now. I'll summarize this. I know this is way too industry heavy for an episode. And I apologize.
No, people love it.
They're the people that represent your stars and your 98 to 99% of them don't have any talented bone in their body. So you think like a talent scout, the guy that sits in the stands looking for that next baseball scout in single A, going, this kid's got it. I know he's not got the numbers yet, but he's got it. They should have that same wherewithal to go and insight going, this kid in Philadelphia has an ability. We need to project him to the limelight.
Right.
In our industry, for some reason, even if you're hitting 350, 40 homers a year, every year for the past decade, no one's going, pluck them out. Let's get them going, because there's no system in place to guarantee your success other than, like you said, let them go, give them an arm's length and let them just create a product, write a check and shut the fuck up. We'll come back a couple months later. Here's the final product. Put it in the machine, hit play. Everybody's going to go, oh my God, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for a release from all this dog shit.
And it's a lot of people are just, and because those people that are saying, what about this? What about this? They're trying to keep their job. They're worried their neck is on the line too.
That's right.
So it's like, well, maybe give people a little bit of rope, you know, if they have one failed, like, you know, if a show fails, it doesn't mean it was a terrible show. There's a lot of reasons why a show doesn't make it.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like those people that are making those decisions, there's so many people vying for those roles that one bad move and your career's done there too.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's like completely messed up. That's kind of why I like golf, because it's complete meritocracy. You know,
it's all up to you.
Is that the right word?
I listen,
dude. That
I'm looking directly
good.
into your eyes, and I know this is through a video camera, and I believed it.
Tommy,
that could have been anything.
That word sounded good.
It's it rolled off the tongue and hit me directly in the heart. I'll tell you that.
I'm going to point to my producer. Nobody's over there. Nobody's ever over there. Nobody's ever in that fucking corner. But that is why I like golf, because, you know, the score's your score.
Yeah.
You know, you can't hide. It's just you.
To go back to golf, man, it is the one sport I wish, like all the, it's so weird not seeing. I live in Astoria, Queens, which is it's almost a suburban like feel, as you know. It almost feels like the suburbs of Philly where I grew up. It's row homes, more apartment buildings, but has a row home feel, and then you're very close to the metropolitan area. There's no kids ever. There's
outside.
No kids outside. Technology has ruined what we grew up on, and the reason we have social skills, and the reason I have such nostalgic, my heart explodes thinking about like playing wiffle ball and football and basketball in the whatever rain, sleet, snow. It didn't matter. All day, get up at 8 or 7 or 8, go outside, come in for lunch, and then go back out until the streetlights come off. And then streetlights go off. You wait for the ice cream dude, you eat a cheese pretzel and a water ice, and then you go in. And every day for the rest of your life. I don't understand how there's no kids doing the same thing. Let's get back to golf. So with golf, I experienced a sense of independence, like an isolation that I didn't have with other sports. And
did you like that or not like that?
I at first didn't like it because as a competitor and successful one with other teams, meaning championships and stuff, it was hard to turn that camera in on yourself.
Oh.
So the mental game, when you're used to winning, when you it was like leaving a 5 out of 7 year championship team to get traded to the Bengals or something, and then start all over. Like the feeling I had was very, very difficult. And I think
it's like if you're Tom Brady and like, all right, next season you're gonna play for the Lakers.
I was literally just gonna say it came to mind when he left the Patriots, but goddamn, that dude could do anything. Yeah. But yeah, like I think that's the beauty of golf. Like it forces you mature in a way individualistically where it's like I know more about myself. If I play enough golf, I know more about myself, which is why I yearn to be better so that I can learn more about me.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not good enough, I don't allow for the lessons of life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I get it. That's why I was always surprised. Not surprised because I knew you grew up playing team sports, but knowing you how I know you, I expected you to fall. Like, I think you would love golf to the point where you might get consumed by golf.
Yeah. Eventually I will.
You will get consumed by golf.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
I know that for a fact. You're dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because it's the competitive. It's got everything you want. It's got everything Tommy Pope wants.
For sure.
Competitive juices can flow to your dead. You can play to your dead. Cart girls, booze. You can be boozing on the course. Love to be boozing.
Whenever you're doing bad, you just crack a pop.
Yeah, you can just, And what always blows my mind. I always think about this because I'm not like super good at golf, but I can play fine. But I'm always impressed by people who play golf when they suck at it. And they love it. Like working in golf, people will like play it even though they suck really bad at it.
Yeah, that's a serial killer. if you're hitting in the hundreds and you'll show up every Saturday like, hey Chuck, you're an animal. You need to be marked by the FBI.
Exactly.
That's a psychopath.
You love this game. It's done zero
killing you and your marriage.
Yeah,
actually, that's why he's showing up. He hates his wife so hard. He knows he's bad at the game. He's like, well, I get 5 hours away from Karen.
I'm not cutting the grass.
Well, essentially, he's cutting the grass because it swings so bad.
Yeah, he's got more grass on the course than he is at home. This guy. But so what you play golf with your dad competitively? Who wins?
This is what he doesn't like because he plays two times a week for the past.
Okay, so he's retired. He's a guy he's golfing. That's his.
He's not retired. He's still playing or still working, but he's putting a lot of time in. And everyone's got that I beat my dad for the first time story kind of thing. Like in basketball, it was high school for me. My father, like right before high school. Football was never a thing because you can't like play your dad one-on-one.
Be a weird thing to play your dad one-on-one.
Yeah, another serial killer thing to do.
Hey, Tommy and Zed are playing football one-on-one outside. Yeah. Everybody go in. Get your kids inside. It's going to get bad out there.
Golf, it started happening like late in high school. I started like really stroking the ball well. And you could tell he was getting pissed. He wouldn't take me out like with his foursome of like him and his buddies. And then in college, I started getting real close. He shoots like he was breaking 80.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I was shooting like 85, 88, 89, playing like 8 times, 9 times, 10 times a year. But he's playing courses that are, what do you call it? Links. They're trees. And if there's trees, you're only screwed if you're behind one. Mm-hmm. There's no high grass. The fairways are nice, but they're not, it's like $80
like a muni. Yeah. It's above
a very mid-level. Listen, I used to talk shit about like, dude, I shoot 85. And then I went to a real course. I was like, I don't shoot 85. I had no idea.
Oh, that's a big
dude.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Even if you hit it right where you were aiming, you miss the short rough and the next rough is here. You're like, well, that's 5 strokes. I don't know how to hit out of this. Yeah. And I also don't know how to putt on glass.
That's why I have a friend, he took me to Saucon Valley Country Club, which is like the prestige thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you join here? It sucks I'm mad every time. I'm not coming back here.
Yeah. Find a mid-level. I don't need to, anyway, I went, now when I play with him, he doesn't have the distance and he's got the short game though.
Oh yeah.
His mechanics
old timers do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Because everything's in line. They're calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He hits like a wedge inside 1 to 150. It's pristine.
Yeah.
Coming back to the hole, it only took him like 7,000 cigarettes to get to that. But, but he's killing it. Yeah. But I would beat him. I think I would beat him. I think it'd be a mental game. I would just say something.
You guys talk shit?
Yeah. Nothing aggressive. I think I know when to back off him because he gets a little too nuts.
But it's not like it's not like a highly contested battle. It's a playful shit talk.
Yeah, but no, we've never gotten that way. I think people that are highly contested have never been in a fight before. They don't respect the other person.
Yeah.
Like I don't know a friend that's close enough to me where they push the boundaries a little too hard. That just means you've never been punched in the face. Like I know, like you can read the hues on your friend's face. Like when you go from a certain pinkish to a rose, you're like, all right, I'll stop.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
my bad.
There's nothing I love more than gassing someone like in a ping pong match, like getting them on the brink of like burning their own house down. It's something that I like. I'm not saying I was put on earth to do it, but it's something it's something I truly enjoy.
Yeah, me and my buddy Cooch growing up, he's the same. He's the one that got drafted by the Red Sox.
Uh-huh.
Him and I got into battles, and it would be like it'd be Mario Kart, ping pong. We played pool ball where you take the little Tykes nets.
Yeah.
And then we go on the course and golf. But like if one of us chunked the ball off the tee or the fairway, golf was the one sport you didn't make eye contact, you didn't smirk, you didn't do any of this shit. Like none of that, dude. Yeah. Golf was like that was like sacred ground. Like if you saw someone else's eyes and they were smiling, clubs were dropped.
Yeah, that is
like,
true.
I will fight you.
If you talk shit on the golf course to somebody, and it's not like just a quick a quick jab, and you're on them,
Yeah.
That's a serial killer move.
Yeah.
That's a psychopath move.
Yeah, it's a personality trait that like you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And especially if it'd be one thing if you're like playing for something, like, you know, like if you're playing like professionally, those guys, all right, get in each other's head. But if you're just playing like a muni round and you're like trying to get your friend to throw their clubs in the pond,
Yeah.
you gotta, that's you. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a flaw in you. Yeah.
But does that happen? Do you get angry? Because I do get angry.
I get furious. Yeah, dude, I'm not saying this as if I don't feel all these things. I'm a mess on the course. I feel like it's worse because if you play in like so long in between, you put so much pressure on yourself. Like to go back to stand up, like if you're only getting on stage once a month, that next time you're on stage, you're like, I have to be perfect.
Right.
If you're getting reps as in going to the range every single day or going to open mics and then doing shows on the weekend and doing rounds on the weekend, you don't put so much weight on a missed shot. Like you're just like, it's part
I
of
try
the
to keep
game.
that in perspective. I can do that with golf better than stand up. I get that way with stand up. I'm like, man, I want this to be fun because I don't know if I'm going to do this again.
Yeah.
But golf,
well, it's golf. There's not 150, 200 people around you. Like you're not a pro. So they're not like jarring at you. I don't like that. I hate that shot.
Yeah. You're not worried.
Yeah, you know, your 4-iron sucks. No one's saying shit like that. So
right. And also, it's like, man, well, I don't practice. I used to get so mad at golf where I went to school for golf and I left because of my anger, and then because I was playing all the time, my expectations were so high, because I was practicing all the time. But now I'm like, I'll like for a second I'll get as mad because I'll expect the same thing, but then I'll remind myself, Tyler, you don't practice. What do you think is going to happen out here?
Yeah,
you're dog shit.
To go back to my father, I'll never forget this. It's during high school. Excuse me, when he started to allow me to play with him, and we go to like Cobb's course in Philly, which is a decent course. I think it was a U.S. Open one year in the 80s or something. Shut up, Tom. So he would take me out and I remember like hitting a bad shot and he was like, what are you doing? And I flipped the fuck out. And I was like, I'm just trying to play golf, Dad. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, no. He's like, why are you getting so upset? He's like, you don't play. You don't practice. You don't play any golf. Why would you put so much pressure on yourself to make a good shot? Like you're like, it's an elevated ball above your feet. I'm hitting a 4-iron.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
Like you don't know where that ball's going. You don't know enough about the game. Calm down, get a hold of yourself. And that's golf. Getting good at golf is getting better at yourself.
Would your dad?
Damn, is that a bumper sticker? Can we make that a fucking bumper sticker?
No, it's already. I got the tattoo guy. He's gonna fire it up in a second.
We could go teed up. Getting good at golf is getting better with your. I already fucked it up, but it was a great quote. Run it back. Have your producer run it back that you'll get next year when this thing takes off.
Imagine how sad you would be if you were a millionaire because of bumper stickers.
Oh, dude,
you couldn't tell anybody.
That. Sad. I'm sorry.
No, you couldn't tell anybody that.
Dude, fuck that. I just bought these watering dishes for my plants. And the first thing I thought, I was like, there's a dude that came up with this.
Oh, yeah.
Was probably the worst in his high school. And he's on a yacht right now. He's on a fucking yacht in Dubai.
Yeah, but every dinner party, he feels insecure.
Insecure at dinner parties?
Yeah.
On his yacht? You know who's at his dinner parties on the yacht? Hookers used as vessels for cocaine. They're not human beings.
No. This guy's got he's searching, man. He's in his basement.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I could say on this and what I can't.
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
But cool. I'm thinking he's insecure. I'm thinking it's a tough life. Yeah. Have you ever met like a kind of rich person?
No,
like not a really rich person, like a kind of rich. You've met them.
Oh, kind of rich. Yeah,
like a kind of rich
person.
And they wear the shirts with, the couple buttons are out here. They've got swirls on the shirts.
Yeah. That's
who that guy.
Big in Bethlehem. That's big in Saucon Valley.
Big time.
Yeah,
big time.
wear crisp, overly starched.
Yeah, you can't hit a sand wedge around this town without hitting some guy with a cuff link rolled up a couple times.
Yeah,
it's like that sleeve would be longer than your arm.
Yes.
It's how many times is it rolled up? Roll it all the way down. It's over your hand.
I remember going
like an idiot.
I remember going to Braveheart, and those guys would come in like late night smelling like Drakkar, and they would like untuck their $150 shirts with like their mom jeans.
Yeah.
And these weird like alligator pointed shoes.
No valet here. It's like the hostess is 14, so they can't drive. I don't know what.
Yeah. Stop sexually harassing the hostess. Order your burger, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, you're getting a burger.
Yeah.
You're getting a burger, man. But that's funny you mentioned with your dad, because I think the dad golf match escalates the tension.
Of course.
Because I remember I rarely did I finish 18 holes with my dad without my mom having to come pick me up and him driving home by himself.
Yeah.
Like that's usually how it worked, because I would freak out, and then he would push me to the brink, and then that last shot, and then it's like kind of like fighting with whether it's a girlfriend or a friend, and they're mad at your reaction, but you're justified, but they keep prodding you, and then you freak out, and then you're actually in the wrong. That's how it was with my dad every time I played golf.
Same. It comes with age. I believe fathers they're psychological terrorists. So what they do is they know when to implant a bomb that will eventually explode just on you. So they'll say something subtle and calm it, like, whole weight, and then bring it back up at 12. Poof, that pops. And then all of a sudden it's a downhill.
Yeah. It could even be as simple as a sound. It's like you hit a shot and you're like, huh.
Yes.
Like, you're like, what'd you just say? Nah, nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you said, huh. You said, huh. And then,
yeah. My dad used to my dad would light a cigarette when you were doing something important. He'd go, and I knew for a fact, look, he cleared his throat all the time because he smoked for like 60 years. But whenever you were doing something, go, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now? Why now? And I knew what he was doing.
Yeah, there was the time that
he knows,
and you'd wait for it.
Terrorist.
You'd be on the tee and you just be like, he's gonna at any second.
Yeah. And if he does it every like 3 or 4 holes, you start to go, it's coming.
Yeah,
he's already taking you off your game.
Yeah,
and this is why you watch that Tiger doc.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's so good. I watched it again.
Do you
2
think?
Days ago.
Are you a Tiger fan?
Yeah.
Do you think that doc? Because this has been a highly contested debate with my friends in golf, that it was a hit piece on Tiger. I don't think so. Maybe his dad, more so his dad.
No, I think it was more so on. I think it was the opposite.
I did too.
Yeah,
I thought it was, you can't tell the Tiger story without telling that little detail about all the women.
Yeah, I think it was more of a hit piece on his father and the manager. I mean, everybody knew what he did. They showed a little more, specifics on his ongoing Vegas trips and stuff like that, and that disgusting lady he got caught with. But God, she looked like she was from Party City. There's balloons everywhere. It's just disgusting. Bad choice, real bad choice. But no, I don't think it's not a hit piece at all. I thought it was really interesting. But the psychology of what he went through, the correlation I was making during with my dad was his dad would do similar shit in his backswing, talk shit so that he's preparing him for the bigger stage. Whereas my dad's just preparing you for going back to life. He just wants to put you in the ground.
That's true.
And like, flip the fuck out for nothing.
We got to say, when you say that fathers are emotional terrorists, it's for good reason.
Yeah.
It's for your well-being.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just driving home like, why was he puffing like that? I'm never golfing again for the next 6 months. What a cocksucker. Now I think about, you know what? I'm going to call him as soon as we're done. Yeah. And as soon as he answers,
this is what I like to do. I like to
remember me?
Families. Oh man. Well, the cool thing about that is you guys, that'll be something that you'll get to do forever, right? Once you guys start playing golf a lot more, that's like a cool, and I don't know, are there going to be a couple mini popes coming soon?
No,
No,
not yet. There's a shot.
There's always a shot.
Yeah, the systems go. It's not about that. It's not about the pipe's good. This got checked. Everything's fine. I actually checked it myself like a half hour before we started. Dude, guys, it's a golf show. Why don't we get our shit together?
Oh man, there's only so much you can talk about golf before you start talking about birds.
I got a couple golf stories. Let me
hear one.
That guy Cooch.
I was going to ask you. You and Cooch. It seems like you and Cooch would have some good golf stories together. I've heard you talk about Cooch a lot, and you guys probably had some highly contested golf matches.
Oh my god, highly contested everything. So Cooch and I were best friends from. We're still currently best friends, but from the age of like 11. We met in a traveling baseball team, and then from that point, he came up to me like in the dugout, traveling baseball team. Like he came from different areas, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come on my pool?" And I was like, "What?" I grew up like kind of like lower middle class. I was, "You got a fucking pool? Yeah, I'm coming over. It's incredible. I got a new friend. I'll be there for forever. I'm gonna sleep over tonight." So long story short, we started hanging out, playing sports, and day in, day out, dude, Tyler, when I'm not exaggerating, we even in high school, after practice, we go home every waking hour, throw a ball. Like even to this day, if I took him to a beach in the summer, we would throw a football for under 4 hours straight. No joke, no nonstop. Whether it's a frisbee, a baseball, whatever the fuck it is. So this golf story has nothing to do with our competitive nature because it was a we would get in brawls, by the way, with all our sports. But this was a bachelor party for do you know the Washy Wash story I have on?
Yeah.
Okay. So
we'll tag that. We'll put that link. You got to watch that Washy Wash story.
It was Dossamore, who's the boss of my landscaping thing. It was his bachelor party. So we were invited to his bachelor party golf outing.
How old are you?
Sophomore year, junior year, high school, junior year.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because they were 27, 26. So,
and you're going to their bachelor party.
Yeah, because he was best friends with my brother.
Uh-huh.
So he was close to the other two brothers, me and my middle brother. So we got there. Actually, might have been 18. Maybe 18. I don't know. I'll check. Point is, I got
semantics.
Yeah, so we go to this course where the 17th hole is a drop. It's one of those. The length on the card says 150 yards. You take a fucking lob wedge and you sneeze. Like it's like you
just think it over there.
Flies. Yeah. So this is back when. Just when I don't know, do you remember when you could take a broken tee and adjust the governor in the motor so you can go any speed you want?
Yeah.
So this downhill slalom for a golf cart going through we took I think it was a broken tee or something to adjust the governor that there was no speed requirement. So we hit off the tee, and the 18th tee box is lined up, and we could see my brothers talking shit. We could see Das talking shit as we chip because they're, obviously trying to get us off the mark. Put the governor in, and we're adjusting the speed as we go down. We're like, just flying into it.
Without the governor, for the people that thing can cook. Golf carts can start cooking.
Easy 40, 45 miles an hour. I'm not kidding, downhill.
Yeah.
Without anything. It was so they make a curve on purpose so that you can't catch a speed, even with the governor.
Yeah.
So we go to the right, and at the very last drop, when it's a straight path to the said green and the next green or next box, they assume that you're just going to be in control and like get a hold of yourself.
Yeah. They're
So
not going to
this
be
is when-
16-year-olds at a bachelor party, right? No, that's fine.
Yeah, right. That's what the sign should say.
Yeah, don't
If
be
you're
a
16 at a
16.
bachelor party, turn around. So I'm not in the driver's side, I'm in the passenger side. And he throws it in neutral, pins it. And so now there's no speed or brake control until you hit the brake. And as we're going so fast, the other carts are parked in the tee box area of the next hole. It's so connected. So the 17th hole is here, and the tee box for 18 is right next door, right here. So it's back carts. And as we get close to the back carts, there's nowhere you can't turn left because of the green. And if you go right, there's an elevated embankment. So I'm holding on like this. Shit, I know it's about to come, but I'm not really sure it's about to come. He hits the embankment, and we rolled in the cart. So the cart flipped sideways like this.
Yeah.
And he's huge. He's 6'4", 220. And we're just like two balls of mass, like rolling inside, crashes on top. And I flipped the fuck out immediately because it's the fear just hits me. I'm like, get out. And I smelled gas.
You're looking for
My brother's looking for bust my balls about this because I started yelling, help me get out. I smell gas because I thought it's a
you think there's a you think you just
I thought it was gonna blow because I'm watching fucking 80s movies my whole life. I thought there was just gonna be a spark and I was just going it was a matter of time.
He's trying to drag survivors out of the cart.
So still to this day, I mean, I have a click in my heel or my ankle. I rolled my ankle so severely that if I extend it here, let me hear it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's got a permanent click in his knee. But so we had to like going up
that that how'd that happen? College football? Nah, bachelor party when I was 16, golf course.
Yeah, the best day of my life, dude.
Flipped a cart.
So you have to turn your carts in at the end at the clubhouse, and the hood of our cart was completely annihilated and smashed, and we just ran and went like hit the brake, pull the key out, and just fucking bolt it. Dude. Just bolt it. They can't tie the cart to you, you know.
Yes, they can. Usually they can.
Yes, they can. Not in a tourney like this, dude.
No, I have a story similar. You know the guy, Dugan. I'm not going to say his first name for legal reasons. We were at his brother's his brother's kids flag football fundraiser, and we were at this course, and it started pouring rain, so we had to go underneath this bridge and till the rain stopped. And there were these like, so have you ever been at a scramble where there's an A group and a B group, they're on the same hole?
Yeah.
So the B group was these, we didn't know them. It was like a cop, his wife, and these other two guys. And so we're underneath this covered bridge, and we're drinking because there's nothing else to do. And the people behind us, they're trying to keep up with us. And we were like in prime drinking shape. So we're firing back.
Yeah,
like,
don't do that.
These guys aren't gonna, it's bad news bears for them. So we start playing golf again. So on the eighth hole or the seventh hole goes up this hill, and then the eighth hole goes down the hill, and the tee box for the eighth hole is at the top of the hill. So we're pretty messed up, and we've been drinking with them the whole time. We think it's fun, right? And we're at the tee box at the top of the hill, waiting to tee off, and we hear screaming like coming towards us. And it was raining, so the cart paths are wet. The cop flies by us, locks his brakes up, and they tumble the cart all the way down the hill. So, and this dude gets
him and his
tossed
wife?
out of the cart. Yeah, him and his wife. Terrible.
She was like, "I'll come with you once." But this is the last time.
He's like, it'll
He was
be a
trying to
nice
kill his
thing
wife,
for
right?
us. We're raising money for our son. So anyway, we're like, at this point, we're like, all right, golf's over for us. Let's go into the clubhouse. We'll get something to eat. It's starting to drizzle again, right? So everybody else is out in the golf. The rest of the tournament is golfing. This guy, the cop guy, we're the only people in the clubhouse all day. Like, we're the first people to ever be in the clubhouse because the tournament started. It's like 11 a.m. This guy goes to the bathroom, so shit-faced drunk. He comes out and he's like, somebody puked in that bathroom. And the bartender's like, you were the first person in that bathroom, so you definitely just puked in that So he was like, yeah, I puked in the bathroom.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And then we
come out of the bathroom going, hey, someone just shit in my pants.
Yeah. Someone just pissed all over my shirt.
Someone just peed in the front of my pants.
So we dip out of there. We were like, let's get the hell out of here. And then like 2 hours later, we're at my buddy's house, and the guy who put on the tournament came over. He's like, yo, guys, what? You got to buy a cart now. Like a cart, you got to buy it. So because they traced it to us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So how much was it? Like 10 grand?
I didn't have to buy
$2
it.
grand.
Yeah, it's probably $2,000.
I have no idea about moving vehicles anymore. Ever since I dumped my car in 08, I was like, I don't know how much a moving vehicle is. I would have got fucking fleeced for 10 grand for a golf cart.
You're out there, you're trying to like, you're smelling
how much
gas.
Is this? 10 grand? Can I give you 10 grand? And some greaseball fucking Greek is like, that'll work. That'll work for me, Tommy.
Good deal.
He's a guy. Why don't you tell your friends about me? Come by. I'll be a golf cart guy.
He spits in his hand.
I also shit my pants one time.
I think that's the best cover. If you come out of the thing you just did, you're like, holy shit, somebody's shit all over that bathroom. But you can't overlook the fact that you might have been the first person
ever. Yeah.
You would never assume that, right? Oh man, this was fun. Tommy, is there anything else? I'm going to make you promise right now on this. There's only probably 6 viewers ever, but it's on record. We're golfing this summer.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. So we're going to film it.
Yeah. We're going to film it.
Yeah. I'll bring a buddy and film it. We'll make a podcast out of it.
Yeah. There
we'll spice it up.
There we go. It'll be
we'll
fun.
Release it.
We'll have a couple cocktails. Maybe.
We'll hit the horn here and there. Hole 3, hole 4, hole 7, hole 9. After a hot dog. You get a hot dog at 9. That means you go 10, 11, 12, 13. And you skip 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We get back around at 19, 20. You skip 21. You go 24. And then you piss all over your pants. Tell your wife that somebody else did it. And that's it.
It wasn't me. I'll tell you that. Honey, it wasn't me. Of all those people there, I could tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't me.
I know you know the guy with long hair, Tyler, right?
I got my suspicion.
Stuff. Yeah. I was minding my own business at the bar. He pissed all over the front of my khakis. What do you want me to do, Carol? What do you want me to do?
You want me to go fight him? I don't want to have to fight him.
Next Saturday, 12 to 4, I'm going to fight Tyler.
Actually, you know what? That's what I'll do, honey. Every weekend, I'm going to fight Tyler from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah. She thinks you're avenging her honor.
And I'm going to do it for you, Carol. I'm doing it for you and our 2 boys.
4 hours of bliss for you, Carol.
Oh, man. All right, buddy. Well, this was awesome. Thank you for doing it. We'll do it again.
I love you, dog.
That's Tommy Pope. You could catch him. Check out the Super Bowl commercial. Check out Delco Proper. Also, check out the podcast. You're still doing a fair one over at Compound. Fair one at Compound. Check out. Just Google the man.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll just Google him.
Yeah. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
I got to piss so bad you wouldn't believe.
All right.
Gotta go.
See you, buddy.